Of all the marketing related lessons that you'll find here on Mustard, this one might actually be the most important one. Because in this lesson, I'm going to share with you the secret to doing truly great marketing, and it's also the foundation of everything that's to come here on Mustard. Check it out. If we're going to do truly great marketing, the very first thing we have to do is ask ourselves a really big question. What are we doing? And what I mean is, what's marketing's true purpose? We have to ask ourselves, what's its reason for being, and what are we trying to accomplish? Now, of course, there are a bunch of different things that marketing does. One could easily argue that marketing's true purpose is to generate leads. If it's direct response, then marketing's objective is to generate sales. Of course, marketing's job is to communicate or inform and remind people. You could argue that great marketing builds and strengthens brands, establishes relationships, furthers relationships, influences preferences, and those would all be true. At the same time, what's really needed in order to accomplish all of those goals is one overriding objective or a guiding principle. Here on Mustard, we're going to go into deep dives on a lot of different topics, but regardless of the topic, the tool, or the tactic, we're going to always tie it back to one guiding principle. Marketing's objective, and therefore your objective, is to create the perception that there's no other product, service, or company on the market like yours. You're going to hear me say this over and over again. If I were to tell you that from this candy jar you can choose one jelly bean, well, which one would you choose? Now, there's nothing wrong with any of them. In fact, someone could argue that the reason that there are so many yellow jelly beans is because they're so popular and they taste so good, and so as a result, they make a bunch more of the yellow ones than they do the red. But in reality, if you had a choice and you only got to pick one, which one would you probably try? I mean, ultimately, that's what you're trying to do when we are talking about creating world-class marketing, and we are creating that perception of there's nothing else out there like this. Now, I know on the surface that might sound like an overly simplistic objective for marketing in general, but I can tell you from personal experience, to do it is actually really hard. You're going to need three things. The first thing that you're going to need is an understanding. You're going to need knowledge. And I'm going to show you through all the different lessons here on Mustard exactly how to accomplish that goal, but we need to be on the same page as far as what marketing's primary objective is, then get an understanding of how to pull that off, basically. The next thing you're going to need is a certain level of marketing acumen. And what I mean is you're going to need the ability to produce materials. And if you don't have that ability, that's totally fine. Find someone that can. So whether it's building a website or doing an ad or a printed piece, if you can design it, then great. And you can produce it, that's what you're going to need. Or hire somebody or find somebody that can breathe life into your projects and actually make them happen. And the last thing that you're going to need, and maybe the hardest for some people, is the courage to do what needs to be done in order to break through those overly crowded marketplaces. Because what we're talking about here on Mustard constantly is going to be about how do you break through? How do you do things differently? You're really going to be drawing attention to yourself, your company, and your product, and you're going to stand out in ways that are going to be above and beyond what other folks either can and will do. So if you're going to accomplish that goal, you're going to need these three things. You're going to need courage, a certain level of acumen, and an understanding and a knowledge of how to do it. It's entirely possible that this opening lesson might be the most important one that you actually get or see here on Mustard, because if you agree that marketing's primary objective is to create the perception that there's no other product, service, or company on the market like yours, then you'll most likely figure out ways to make that objective happen. Of course, My goal is to show you how to do that in a step-by-step process. But really, if you can agree that that's what your reason for being is, that that's what marketing's contribution to the organization is, then that's an extremely strong foundation and the best first step towards doing truly great marketing. Now, like I said, you're going to hear me saying this objective over and over again, kind of like a broken record, but it really does have to become a mantra for you. I suggest you write it down, take a screen grab, print this out, and put it up by your desk as a continual reminder of what you're doing, what you're trying to accomplish. Thanks for watching this lesson on Mustard, the YouTube channel for non-marketers and new marketing professionals. If you got some value out of this, and I hope you did, please subscribe, like the video, and share it with friends if you know folks that are new to the industry or want to do world-class marketing. Help me get the word out, and most importantly, comment. Send me your ideas about how to make this channel better, topics you'd like to cover. And with that, thanks for your time, and talk to you soon.